This is what we're going to be talking about is how to beat, which you may not be able to beat them, but you may be able to slow them down. So how to slow down Muscle Shoals football. Or as I said before, how are you going to beat any team that is superior to you, and you know they are. So moving on, as always, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, hit that notifications bell. So the first tenet here is you're going to have to shorten the game. When I was talking to my buddy yesterday, we started thinking about, where this is applicable. And, I came back to the basketball game. University of Alabama played Loyola Marymount back in the 1980s in NCAA playoffs. Loyola, man, they were scoring 90, 100 points a game. Everybody's like, Alabama's going to get blown out, et cetera, et cetera. So what happens? Wimp Sanderson, he goes full slow down offense, shortens the game. I think Alabama did still lose, but there was nowhere near 90 or 100 points that Marymount scored. So applying this to football, you have to think about several things. So how are you going to shorten the game? Well, the time between snaps, I looked this up, is 40 seconds. So in between plays, as soon as the referee says, play ball, you got 40 seconds. Now, if it's administrative timeout where the referee called it to adjust things, then it's 25 seconds after ref gets things adjusted. Second one there, which I know seems crazy, don't pass, or at least don't pass initially. The goal here is to run game clock. You want to keep yourself in the game. Don't get blown out in the first quarter. And the only way to do that is to run the ball. And there's ways to run the ball effectively. I would stick with north-south. No sweeps, outside pitches. Their team speed is better. So you're definitely just going to lose yards on those plays. So I would just focus, power plays, things of that nature. Passing will come later in the game as it goes. So you see that 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So with 4 plays, if you run the clock all the way down to 1 second before you run a play, you're going to run off 2 minutes and 40 seconds. If you get three possessions per quarter, that's going to be 8 minutes of the whole quarter that you are going to have the ball. You might not make first downs, but at least that's time that the other team does not have the ball to score with. As you see there, 2 possessions goes down significantly. Now, if you only get 2 possessions, you're looking at 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Stretching that out to a game, look at that. In a 48-minute game, if you had 3 possessions per quarter and you burnt as much clock as you can, you're going to have the ball for 32 minutes. And again, if you only get 2 possessions, it falls dramatically. It's going to be like a 21-20. So again, the point here is, run north-south, run the game clock off. This is going to take, a lot of practice during the week. It's going to take a lot of coordination between the head coach and that quarterback. And I would not even do signals during the game. I would just be running plays in with wide receivers, have the guys huddle up, run up to the line of scrimmage, and we'll get into that on the next tenet here. So coming up, number 2, which a lot of people's not going to like this. No rah-rah. None of this. Okay, they're the number 1 team in the state. They're going to get pumped for this game. They're going to beat them and all this other stuff. There's places for that. I understand rivalry games, but this is a game that you're going to be focused, and they may be an opportunity to pull it off at the end. So what you're going to have is intensity, playing every play 100%, and focus. You're going to be thinking about, okay, what is my job on this play? Coaches, okay, what is going to be the next play, I am running in? Intensity and focus for all 48 minutes is what's going to keep you in the game and give you a chance at the end. the last one goes without saying, execution. None of this is going to work unless the plays are executed. Everybody does their job. You have done what the coaches have lined up for you, because everybody has to be together, one focus. We are on a mission, and we're going to carry out the game plan, and we're going to trust the game plan. So moving on to number 3. I knew this would come up. Yeah, we talked about this a lot yesterday. Trick plays. Yeah. And sometimes I don't even consider them trick plays because they're in the rule book. I mean, I even read the book and I started looking at some other things. And did you know that you can have 10 guys on the line of scrimmage and just a quarterback? I did not know that. I had no clue. I mean, I thought somebody's like crazy. No, you can't have 10 guys on the line of scrimmage. It's in the book. You can have 10 guys on the line of scrimmage and just a quarterback. With trick plays, one of the most important things is that however it's being executed, and I'm definitely not going to go in here and start describing trick plays because we may be running them tomorrow night, and I'm surely not going to advertise giving an edge to Muscle Shoals. Hey, they already got an edge already. But trick plays, the most important part is players, if you're required to check in with the referee, you have to be doing that all game. I would say at the first of the game, like whoever the team captains are, hopefully you have like 2 or 3 on offense. I'd have all 3 of those guys go up to the referee and say, hey, my name is this. I will be coming up to you several times during the game. I will be checking in. Coaches, if there's a time before the game where you can talk to the ref, say, hey, we have these plays lined up. My kids will be checking in with you, and be aware these are plays that we will be running. If you don't do that, it is high school, so the referees will start calling illegal procedure when there wasn't an illegal procedure, and wrong formation, whatever the terminology is. But you're going to have to install multiple, and when I say multiple, I would say up to 10, because this last part here, the kitchen sink. You are going to be throwing the kitchen sink against these guys. Whatever you got in the playbook has to be run this game, because it's a huge game. And, people think that, you're going to get beat, but you always have to believe is that, no, we're not. We have a game plan. We know what we're doing. And these are things that we're going to have to do to stay in and possibly win the game at the end. Yeah, so trick plays is a big one. Man, I'm dying to tell you about 4 or 5 that I came across this week, but we may run them tomorrow, so I'm not even going to give Muscle Shoals the edge on that one. And then finally, this is for all the guys out there. They're saying, okay, how exactly are you going to stop Muscle Shoals? Defensively, what are you going to do? There's like 3 or 4 guys on the field that can score at any time. Well, defensively, it's going to have to be a bend and break defense. Yeah, we all know they're going to score. Even if you're in one of these games where you're a team that you're outmatched from the get-go, and it. It's not just the game tomorrow night, but any game in the state of Alabama, you're going to have to understand that the other team is going to score. What you want to do is let them score slowly. No big plays. You just can't have it. Just frankly, if they come out and, like, second play of the game, they go 80 yards, toss sweep to the right, it's going to be a long night. It's just, there's no doubt about it. It will be a long night. If the wide receiver breaks and boom, 75-yard touchdown pass, breakdown in the kicking game, for some odd reason, you kick it straight to their fastest guy and he goes 99 yards for a kickoff return. Those things cannot happen in a game of this magnitude. So what you're going to have to do is that best on best. I know in 7A, 6A, 5A football, we like to run platoons, but for this week, you will have to have your best players go both ways. They're going to have to match up on their best, And then, you can say at the end of the day, hey, we threw the kitchen sink at them, and we did all that we could do to win this game. And that's what you want coming out of this game, is that when you come out of games like this, you don't want to come out of the game and have the other team playing all their substitutes from the middle of the third quarter on. What you want is a competitive game where you stay in it. Even if the score turned out to be 28-0, stretched over 4 quarters, or let's say 35-0 stretched over 4 quarters, the team can take that and say, hey, we played the number 1 team in the state, take it into the rest of the season and make things happen, maybe get a back door into the playoffs, and then who knows what. But anyway, so those are just my thoughts on, methods and strategies, to keep yourself, into a game. If any of y'all have comments or your thoughts, please leave them below. Please, don't leave any of your favorite trick plays, because I don't want the other team to be able to focus or practice on those, which I guess that's sort of stupid, because, how are you going to practice for a trick play? By definition, it's something that you see once in a blue moon. It's never going to happen. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great weekend. Get out there, support your local high school football team, grab you a hot dog. Don't try to, skimp on the park, and give that little $5. It helps out the high school kids and everything. Park your car, in the normal parking area. Don't park 2 miles just to save $5. And like I said, support your kids, support your teams. Get there early, buy concessions, go over to the band concession, support them, and y'all just have fun this weekend. Hey, I appreciate you watching the channel. As always, subscribe, hit that notifications bell, and leave me a like. See y'all later, guys.